In this video, I'm going to show you how to roof. I'm doing this on my shed, but the basic principles are the same if you're doing this on your house or on a dog house or whatever you want to roof. This is just the basics of roofing with asphalt shingles. If you want to see the time lapse of me building this shed, click the link in the description and check it out. Give it a like, share, whatever you want. So the first thing we want to do is put down an underlayment, which I have tar paper, you can call it felt paper. There's some kind of new synthetic stuff that's supposed to be good, and basically it's just a secondary layer of protection if the roof does happen to leak. I'm going to measure the width of the roof, and I'm going to go down and cut the tar paper down there because it's a pain. I don't want to carry the big heavy roll up here. So we'll roll this out, measure 10 feet and cut it. All right, got the tar paper, and it is super windy today. Not a great day to roof, but what are you gonna do? Staple away. Don't be afraid to put too many staples in. It's not really a thing. You wanna make sure you put enough staples in this so that it doesn't come off, because you're gonna walk on this. And it's starting to rain. So this is about a 6-pitch roof. So I'm gonna be able to just walk on it. You might have to set up staging or planks just to be safe. It all depends on what pitch the roof is. So just be careful, work safely. And you can do another row, and you want to overlap it maybe about 2 inches. All right, once you got your underlayment on, you're gonna need what's called drip edge, and you put this around the outside of the entire roof. I will show you. All right, so this drip edge goes just like this, and over here you don't want to stop it just like that. What you're gonna want to do is kind of pull it out like this and then make a corner. You're gonna need tin snips, which I have, and I'll show you how I make this corner here. So you cut here and here, and then you're gonna basically makes like a hinge that you're gonna want to wrap around the outside corner there. Careful, this stuff is really sharp. And then wrap it around. Yeah, something like that. And just make sure that drip edge is tight against the trim all the way down, and nail it off. And you want to make sure you overlap the other piece. Do the same thing in that corner and nail it all the way up, and you can leave it long over here, and then we can just nip that on the outside and bend it down. I'll show you that later. Now we can put that piece on and start roofing. So you're going to need 3 kind of types of shingles. This is called an architectural shingle. That's what it looks like. This is, the best. That's what you want to go with nowadays. Not many people are doing 3-tab, which is what this is. This is 3-tab shingle. 1, 2, 3. That's why they call it that. 1, 2, 3. I had this stuff laying around because I had a leaky roof and I was patching it with this. We're gonna need 3 types of shingles here. This is your main shingle. This is what you're gonna see. And then we have what's called starter strip, which I'm gonna cut out of this. It's a similar color. You're not gonna see it a lot, but we're gonna use that for the starter strip. And then this it looks just like 3-tab. It's cap shingle, and that's gonna cap the roof. So we don't need those until the end. Put those aside. But I'm going to cut my starter strip before I go up. And you want to cut the back side. You can use the architecturals or whatever main shingles. Just you want a straight edge. Make sure you have a straight edge. I'm just going to rip these. It doesn't need to be super duper straight. You just want one straight edge. Like that. That's your straight edge. Don't worry about the cut. Put that right there. You can throw this away. And then just cut a bunch of those. So now you want to cut your shingles. So we're going to be starting, we're going to go left to right. So we want to cut the left side. You can have one full one to start the roof, but you're going to want to cut like a pyramid, something like 12 inches. You want to cut that off of a shingle here. About 12 inches, make a mark, and then use a speed square or whatever works for you. And I recommend having a lot of blades on hand because you go through them like crazy with this stuff. Okay, and you break it like that. So the edge you cut right here with the small piece, we can use that on the right side of the roof as a cut to finish off that row of roofing, whichever row. And then this one we can use on the left because the finish edge is here, or sorry, the finish edge is here on the right and the cut is here. So the next one, we want to make the 12-inch piece with the finish edge on the right. So flip that. And you don't have to actually measure this, just eyeball it. Looks like about 12 inches. Cut it. And now we have a 12-inch piece. And this will be used for a cut on the right side, the bigger piece. So make sure you put these in the cut pile. Small one. And then this is your starter pile. So it'll be just like that. And then you'll have a full piece here, and the seams will be staggered all the way up the roof. So I'm going to cut a couple of those. I got all my drip edge on. That's hanging there, that's hanging there. I'm going to take one of my starter strips, make sure I take the straight edge, the factory edge, and I just want to lay it down right here. That's why it's called the starter strip. Hold it out about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. It all depends on what you want. But basically what you want this to do is you want to have a nice edge under here. Nice even edge. Take your gun or your hammer and nail. Nail it in. Okay, and then you take another one. Take the straight factory edge. Remember, always work from the bottom up. So now you take this one and put it on the side so that you have a nice edge along the side there. That one's going to be even with that one. Just like that. And then up here, make sure you're even. On the outside, you might want to go down and look. I know that's good, so nail that. And then you can take your first piece of roofing. Yay! Remember, factory edge here. If you have something that's kind of at a square, you can hold it in like that, and you don't want to overlap it like that. That's what that starter strip's for, to give it a nice edge. And then down here, kind of like that, and then nail there, nail there, nail there. Pressure's up a little high on that. All right, now we take one of our 12-inch pieces and hold it to the edge there. And then this goes, and leave, it's the rule of eighths and quarters, right in between there. That's kind of the look that you want. So that's good there. And we're gonna wanna nail right here so that you end up nailing through both that shingle and the bottom one. Same over here. But don't nail too far down because you don't want that nail to show and you don't want your roof to leak. So you got that. And then you just continue this the whole way up. One thing you want to make sure you do, or don't do, line this up, is when you nail this piece, you can nail it here and you can nail it here, but make sure you don't nail it here because you want to be able to lift this up and put another full piece of roofing right to here. So you can go up as high as you want, or you can move over and continue this row out. I like to get as much as I can here and then full shingles here, just because it's easier. You don't have to move the ladder around so much. So I'm going to do starter strip there, and a couple more of these shingles, and I'll catch back up with you. I got a couple up, and I get the starter strip up there, starter strip over here, take a full shingle, bring it down, same thing, just line it up, even there, even down here, and nail it. Nail, 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 and the ladder's in the way, but put a nail at the end there. And then you take another full and feed it under here. This is really a lot easier with two hands holding the camera. It's a little tricky. So you want to just hold it tight there. You basically want to cover this, there's like an orange line there, and hold that the same distance. And if you get lost and you can't tell where your piece of roofing is, that means you're doing it right, because it all looks the same. So just like that. Don't nail in between the seams here. You want to be at least a little bit away. You can nail this one. And then you want to lift up this and put a nail right at the edge here. Trust me, that's what you do. I'm gonna do it off camera because I can't do this and hold the gun and hold the camera. So basically you just continue to do that all the way up the roof, and I'll show you how to cut down here, and that's pretty much it as far as the main roof goes. Make sure you do your starter strip all along the bottom and then do it up the top. Like I said, you can use cut it right here and use the shingles. It's just kind of a waste. That's why I had those ones laying around. So I used those, but that's the last one I have. So I'm gonna have to use these. And roofing's not cheap, so it breaks my heart to do that, but you really should have a nice edge from looking up from underneath. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and roof this up. All right, I got that much roofed. over here, I did my starter strip the same way I did on the other side. And now I'm taking my cut pieces from the ones that I cut on the other end there. And now I have a factory end on the left. So I can line that up with this piece. And then mark this right here-ish. And then flip it over, take your square, cut that, like that, magically. Now you have this cut edge. Make sure that you cut it shorter and have that overhang, like we were talking about before. Line up that, line that up, nice. Make sure when you nail on the edge that you don't nail too far so that the nail shoots out through here. And that's really all you have to worry about. Now you can continue this way, do your starter strip, do all these cuts, fill all this in, and do the entire, do this entire side. I'm at the top here, and it just so happens that I can use the pieces that I cut for the starter, the other piece, and put it right here, and that will be perfect. And I can put the cap, you just basically want to cover, so this wouldn't work because the cap will come to like here, and you'll see the nails and everything. So you want something like that. And you can leave a space here, that's fine. So you can rip those down and fill all this in. Also, if this was a bigger roof, a longer span, or if this was your house, you would want to measure up from the bottom up to here and snap a line. And as you're going, you could snap a couple and just make sure that you're even as you go up here, because you don't want to be wavy, especially if it's on your house. But this is a shed, and I'm not too worried about it. Everything's looking really good. All right, this side is completely done. Looks really good. Now we can do exactly what we did over there on this side. All right, so here's what you do with this drip edge that's hanging over. Right here at the peak, you want to go straight up right where the two pieces of trim meet. And cut it just like that. Be careful, because this stuff is sharp. You can fold this down. This cut might look better. It's in behind that. Like that. Oh yeah. That's better. And then that lays down just like that. Now before you nail that, make sure, remember, you want to start from this edge and go up here, and then stop here-ish, and then overlap that piece with this one. And then do the other side. And that side is complete. Get the cap shingle ready. So on the back side here, you'll see, if you can see, there's perforations, and these are really hard to break, but you basically just break them like this along the perforation, and it's double layered. Don't try and peel those apart. And you could actually use, I used to use 3-tab, but now they have these special cap shingles that are double layered like this, so I'm going to use these. So get as many as you think you need. This reveal right here is 8 inches. My total length is 120 inches. So I divided 120 by 8 and I came up with 15. So I'm going to grab 15 cap shingles and head on up. All right, I got my cap shingles lined up here, and basically start at one end. So I'm going to start here and work my way back. So you line this up. It's a cap, so you want to cap these shingles, and you want to go in the center of the shingle, so you can measure this distance and in half, and then this is the way you want it to be. And I'm going to nail it. I got to put the camera down. Okay, so you put a nail here, nail here, nail here, nail here. I basically went so that this is even, these two sides. That's how you install the first one. And then the next one goes right to that reveal. And you cover that up. And then you do the same thing. But you want to make sure that it's even going all the way down, because you don't want it to go, you don't want it to look all wavy. So put these caps in and we're just about done. Last one, you cut right here, go to this part. Use this up like that, and then put 2 nails. 1, 2. Just like that. All right, that's it. It looks great. Let me know in the comments if you think you can do this, or if you watched the video and you did do it because of it. If you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos. Thanks for watching. Starting to fucking rain.